love this station.
1520 KYND.
Hey, lovebirds. Welcome to your Love Empowerment Hour with Sitting with the Suttons, where we're all about making marriage great again. We're your hosts, Tristan and Cece, and we want to thank you, our KYND listeners and our Facebook Live viewers, for joining us tonight. You are now Sitting with the Suttons. Well, T.
How's it going today?
Wednesday. Every time we get here, I'm like, this big exhale.
I know, right?
Comes over. Halfway through.
Just through.
It's something about Wednesdays.
Oh, man.
That hump.
Winning Wednesday.
Come on.
It's because you're winning
it. Well, I'm glad to be here with my boo.
Indeed.
With you, our
Baywatch.
listeners. We're going to have some really good dialogue tonight.
We are. So if you're tuning in on Facebook and if you're listening, be sure to go to our Facebook page, Tristan and Cece. Like, share, and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. And please help us spread the word and the good news about making marriage great again. Share this live video.
Yeah. That's what it's all about. You know, we cannot get enough positive talk about love, marriage, and relationships. It's a whole lot going on. And unfortunately, you know, we don't have very many sources to glean from.
Indeed.
So hopefully you will find the information that we share, the helpful advice that we share to touch a nerve, strike a chord, motivate you to be a better you so you can be a better spouse.
Absolutely.
So,
better spouses equals better community.
That's it. I like how you do it. You say better spouse, better community, better
society, better world.
Yeah. That's what we're going for.
I borrowed it from somebody. Shout out to Miles Monroe.
Yes, the late Dr. Miles Monroe. So this topic tonight, I like the suspense we created around the topic.
I mean, people may ask me, what is it?
Yeah. A lot of people have been like, okay, this single wife thing, what's going on? Some of the men have been like, I think my wife will probably say she's a single wife because I work kind of a lot. And then
Not at home.
Yeah.
Not
paying attention, unfortunately. And then you have some people just intrigued. They have no idea what a single wife is. And even when I asked you or told you what the topic was going to be, you were like...
I was like, no, ma'am. I don't know what this is about, but we're not letting it in my house.
I mean, you got real hanked real fast before I could even tell you what the situation was. And then, you know, after you kind of saw, you were like, okay.
So let that be a lesson for husbands. If your spouse comes to you something, hear them out, listen the entire time.
That would be appreciated. So this topic could actually be addressed from two different angles for women, just depending on if they're married or single. You do actually have wives who feel like they are single in their marriage. Sometimes men, bless their hearts, it's not always out of bad intentions, but they either work a lot or they're just not connected.
Or they just don't like them.
Oh, and that too.
They may just be doing their own thing still, which we're not condoning.
No, we're not. But, you know, in this context, there are some people in that situation. I've even heard of, in fact, I knew a couple who they slept in separate bedrooms. Like they existed in the same house, but then he went to his room and she went to her room. And, you know, this was a second time marriage for them. And from what I understood, she already felt like, well, I've had all my space and I've gotten used to that and I don't really need nobody in my space.
That's blasphemy.
Oh.
No, for me and my house, we will share one posturepedic.
We will share one posturepedic. So, you know, this single wife thing, it can be seen from that perspective for a woman who's married. Now, for the woman who is single, she may see this as an opportunity to start figuring out, how can I start preparing now to be a wife? I even get the question, you know, how can I start preparing to be a wife if I don't have anybody to be a wife to?
See, the mindset is, this is for the fellas, it's kind of like when you play sports, right? You don't just show up to the game without going to practice, reading the playbook, watching film, shooting the ball around. So you can't just jump into a relationship cold. You have to have some type of mental preparation, get yourself an idea of what you're going to do in that relationship, what you can contribute as well to it, and how you're going to interact with each other as well.
Yeah. And, you know, I like this topic because a lot of times we spend so much more time on preparing for the wedding.
All that money.
All of the money, time, effort, and energy when we really should be focusing on what do I need to do now to prepare for where I'm trying to go to?
Yep. And what can I do to make sure that I have a lasting relationship?
Right.
Not just a great moment.
Not just
a wedding is just a great moment, but a relationship and marriage is for ideally eternity.
Right.
Forever.
Now I'm gonna go ahead and give it to the ladies. We some of us spend a whole lot of time trying to prepare, just trying to get it right. But the men, on the other hand,
but do y'all really?
Well, now
Really?
there are some of us who.
I know y'all work on that MRS degree in college.
Here you go. Here you go. There are some of us who genuinely are trying to do the right thing, get prepared, spend that time, effort, and energy going to all these conferences. You know, there's so many conferences, metamorphosis
Thou
and
art
all.
loosed.
Yeah, it's a lot of them. But when it comes to men getting prepared, I don't hear as much dialogue about that. Why y'all not getting prepared?
Well, you know, we out there in the wilderness right now. You know, we just trying to survive.
If you are a man that is preparing right now, I actually want to hear from you tonight. I want you to call in 832-230-5592. If you are a single man who is actually putting forth the effort, the time, the energy to prepare for marriage, I'd like to hear from you.
We ain't talking about practicing for the honeymoon. We're talking about for the marriage.
For the marriage, exactly. If you're attending workshops and conferences and reading some books.
Studying to show thyself approved.
Studying to show thyself approved. We want to hear from you tonight because we want to show men that, hey, you play a big part in this as well. You have to get prepared.
They can go to Facebook or call in at 832-230-5592.
We want to hear from you. I know you're out there. So tonight, this is going to be some really good dialogue because we have the one and only Koeryelle DuBose. And Koeryelle is going to be sharing with us tonight how she started this organization called the Single Wives Club. And when I ran across that on Instagram, I was like, hold on now. What's this Single Wives Club thing?
I kept scrolling.
Yeah, I love the play on words. I absolutely love the play on words. And when she comes on and starts speaking about this organization and why she started it, women, you're going to be so inspired. You really, really are, because the truth of the matter is that we do need to get prepared. And there are very limited resources out there that help you prepare. But the Single Wives Club is designed to help women not only get their mind right, body, spirit, and all that stuff, but to get them prepared for marriage.
Yeah, I mean, it gets them on the right path. So they have great blog articles, events, things of that nature geared towards preparing yourself from leaving singledom to marriagedom.
I like that.
Freestyle Fridays.
I'm trying to think back when I was single, the things that I did to prepare. And you know what? I journaled a lot. I journaled a whole lot. And, besides, of course, going to the workshops and bringing around like-minded women who were already in that position, I journaled a lot because I thought that was a time for me to really start introspectively looking at myself and saying, am I really ready for this thing,
there's a saying that you are a reflection of the 5 people you spend the most time with.
Oh, that's good.
So I made it a concerted effort to hang around men, not boys, but men that were just about that seriousness, good Christian folks that respected their women, their wives and girlfriends, and wasn't a bunch of foolishness going on. So that kind of washed down on me, and I was able to bring that to our marriage by surrounding myself around those people who had what I wanted to have, which was a successful relationship and a successful marriage.
That is so good. So if you are at least associated with the right people, that's the first step.
Yeah, guilty by association. You can become assimilated too.
That is so true. And that goes for girlfriends too. Girlfriends, if you are hanging around a group of women who just all they do is complain about men, sure enough.
Or they out there doing things they shouldn't be doing.
Doing things they should not be doing. That is so true. Yeah. That is so true. Also, while we were single, we committed to certain things while we were single.
Tell them about those commitments.
What we commit to? Well, I committed to several years when I was a teenager. I went through a program called True Love Waits, and it's where we took an oath to wait until we got married to be intimate. So we had these rings that we would wear daily, and that signify some folks lost their rings.
Cute little promise ring.
So, yeah, but I kept my ring.
Did they lose it at Waterworld?
Well, no.
Oh, okay.
We don't know how they lost it.
Lost it by the wayside.
Some of them lost it by the wayside. They had to, buy a new one. But it was really important to me that I did that, and I think at the time, I saw friends go off and make bad decisions about things, and I just didn't want to have to. I learned from other people's mistakes. Yeah. You ain't only got to tell me but once. Yeah. So I decided that I wanted to keep that special gift for my husband, and I'm glad that I did because it kept me focused on.
I'm glad you did too.
Oh, Lord.
I truly appreciate it.
Oh, Lord. It kept me focused on. It kept me focused on the purpose that God had me in for that season.
Amen. So, similar, I I wasn't as chaste as she was at Little Fun in high school. But in college, I abstained from those worldly pleasures as well. And I made a commitment to God. I said, well, first of all, if you get me through Texas A&M and let me graduate, that'll be my reasonable sacrifice to you. Secondly, I wanted him to bless me with the wife I was praying for, and I felt that I needed to not be of the world to get that. So,
wow. So you took an oath to celibacy.
Yes, indeed.
That is so.
Unheard
and you
of.
took it at the time, the prime time.
Man,
of life.
I was supposed to be running, but God had me on the bench.
He had you on the bench, and praise God that He did. But that you have to stay true to yourself. You know, these things that you say you want to do and that you want to be and you want to have, you have to. It's all about discipline.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's missing right now in our culture: the discipline, the self-sacrifice, in order to have greater later. We don't believe in that.
We want what we want now, but we don't want to set aside the pleasures and those things that, if we did, it could be greater later, like you said. Right on.
Amen. Well, when we come back, we are going to hear from Koeryelle tonight, and we're getting ready to take a break, but you do not want to move from your seat, because tonight we're going to be having some real talk. Number one, we're going to be talking about why you're not ready to be a wife. Then we're going to talk about what's really killing your relationships with men. And then we're going to talk about, is celibacy the best road to the ring?
The precious.
Smithers. Stick around. We're excited to have our guest here tonight. It's going to be some real good dialogue. Call in 832-230-5592.
Like, share, and follow this video.
We'll talk soon.
We are so excited at KYND to have back the hit show, Do What I Say, featuring Dr. Polly Heil Neely. Doc, tell them a little bit about what you do.
Yeah, we're a holistic healthcare clinic. We do everything holistic at Abundant Health and Wellness Clinic, and that's located at 323 East Main Street in downtown Humble, Texas. Or you can call us 281-312-2860.
Tune in every Wednesday at 11 a.m. on KYND.
Elevate your week with me, Zakia Larry of Zakia Larry Live, every Monday at 10 a.m. on KYND 1520 a.m.
In a world where the divorce rate is at an all-time high, we're here to offer you real-life relationship advice to help you navigate to and through your marriage.
Whether you're single or married, join us every Wednesday at 7 p.m. for Your Love Empowerment Hour with our new show,
Sitting with the Suttons, where we're all about strengthening our community by making marriage great again. Find us on Facebook at Tristan and Cece. Whether you're single or married, join us every Wednesday at 7 p.m. for Your Love Empowerment Hour, Sitting with the Suttons.
Sitting with the Suttons, Wednesdays, 7 p.m. on 1520 KYND.
Actress, radio host, and mother. Please welcome to Money Making Conversations, the incredible Yolanda Adams. Come on out here, girl. Let's talk about the KYND radio launch and all that.
Yes,
Let's talk about it.
radio launch next week, July 6th. We are on live. Myself,
Come on now.
Marcus D. Wiley, and AV. We are back together, full force. We are so excited. Can I tell you how excited we are about being at KYND? I mean, look at y'all. Look at y'all.
Yeah.
This right here is like amazing.
Yeah.
Hi, this is Nicole R. Coleman, host of the new show, Super Bold Live. Each week, I will feature real people just like you that have stepped out on faith, overcome fear, and made bold moves that transform their lives. We are creating a community of game changers. Listen in each week and let's help you unleash the power within. Bold talk, bold impact, bold transformation. Be sure to connect with me at www.livesuperbold.com.
Super Bowl Live with Nicole R. Coleman, Tuesdays, 7 to 8 p.m. on 1520 KYND.
The power is here. KYND brings you star power. Yolanda Adams,
Can I tell you how excited we are about being at KYND?
Les Brown on KYND. You have something special. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Rushion McDonald.
Show some love.
Everywhere. The powerful 1520.
Hey, lovebirds. Welcome back to your Love Empowerment Hour. You are now sitting with the Suttons. We're excited to have our special guest here tonight, and we invite you in on the dialogue with us. If you'd like to give us a call at 832-230-5592, we will be speaking with Koeryelle tonight, DuBose, about being a single wife and what that looks like. Koeryelle, we want to welcome you to the show. How are you this evening?
I'm doing well.
Good. Okay? Yes, we can hear you just fine.
Your
we can hear
camera
you perfectly.
sideways, though.
Yeah. Can it be flipped around a little bit?
Say that again.
Can your camera be flipped around?
It's sideways. Okay.
Oh.
There we go.
There we go.
I got my camera around.
Perfect.
There we go.
Perfect. It's good to have you here with us. We want to thank you for joining us tonight. Koeryelle is an author, educator, international speaker, and serial entrepreneur. And she's been an entrepreneur since she was 17. So I believe that title stands true for her.
Better?
Yes, that's perfect. That's perfect.
Okay, I can't. I don't know if the signal or what, but I can't. It's breaking up really bad. Am I breaking up?
No, you sound great. You sound great to us. Did we sound okay to you?
It's going in and out, but I'm going to try to work with it.
We're going to make it happen.
We're going to make it happen. You got to love technology. Our great production team back here is working with the volume and everything to adjust. So hopefully you'll be able to hear us here in a second.
Nope.
Not yet. RJ, testing.
I hear like every other word you're saying.
Every other word. Okay. Well, you got to love technology, Facebook and KYND. Bear with us for a second here while we get her
While we test
situated.
it out, tell us about your website and some of your events you got coming up. Check those out if you can hear that.
I don't think she can quite hear us just yet. Give us one more second.
So
here.
tell us, CC, what you read about the Single Wives.
Well, what I read about the Single Wives Club is something that I wish was around when I was a single woman. I really do.
You did all right.
She has a very comprehensive website. That's okay. He's working on it for us. She has a very comprehensive website that offers a variety of resources for single women. They do workshops. They do conferences. They really take the time to make sure that women are the best version of themselves. Mm-hmm. So I also like some of the blogs that are out there right now. She has quite a few contributing bloggers who talk about a lot of things that go on in marriage and in relationships and some of these idiosyncrasies that we have when it comes to relationships. So if you are looking for a resource that offers you what you need as a single woman, you definitely want to go to the singlewivesclub.com. How are we doing on it, RJ?
You can also follow her on Instagram at Single Wives Club, also on Facebook.
Yes.
She has a huge following.
She has a very huge
following. Over like 60,000.
Yeah, she does. She does. Which lets you know that, we need this information.
Yeah. We call it the Single Hive.
The Single Hive. I like that. I like that. I wonder if there's a resource out there like that for men. I'm sure that.
You know what?
Have you found something?
Koeryelle,
like
you need to make that before I do. Go ahead and trademark that.
She might already be on that, but I know that is a resource that they could definitely use. We all need it. We all need it.
Yeah. Definitely.
We certainly all need it. And then here in a second here, as soon as we get the capabilities back up and going, we're going to speak with Koeryelle. Right now, what I want to do, if there are any call-ins, give us a call this afternoon. I want to hear from you, especially if you're a single man who is on the journey of becoming the best husband you can be. And I also want to hear from you if you're on the journey of being the best wife you can be. 832-230-5592. We want to hear what other resources are out there that are available to you and to us who need it. Quick shout out this evening. We have quite a few people tuning in this evening. We always have our Jetty Jefferson. We appreciate you here tonight.
Tiffany Smith, The Journey with Tiffany.
Yes. Kedra, we see you there.
Got Fabrice and Jay Owen.
Jay. Okay, it was good to see Jay.
Logging in and taking them back to basics.
April Young, good to see you. Warranty and Ebony. Quite a few people here tonight. Tamika Lewis. Kendi.
Miss Tanya Kasi White with her 8-step health change program going on.
I like what Brenda Simmons says here. She says, ladies, even if you are still married, you should still stay prepared for your marriage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And most people right now are living in a microwave society. They want everything real quick. So that was a shout out to Tanya for sharing that.
Absolutely. We say that all the time. You know, things that come instantaneously are pretty much lost instantaneously, too.
Oh, yeah.
Just as
Not
surely as
good
you got
for you.
in it.
Not
Not good
healthy.
for you. Just like microwave food. Oh,
Yeah.
That's a real good analogy.
Oh, yeah. What the health?
What? Oh, my gosh. If you have watched What the Health, I want you to type in the inbox right now,
Yeah.
What the Health.
If you and Bay are going vegan now.
Yeah, if you have... What? Last week alone, we ran into like 6 new vegans. I think Jay just turned vegan on us, too. I
13
mean,
is the way for me.
Maybe we need to go ahead and watch this. What the Health?
One of the
to see what's
first
going on.
things God created was the animals and said, this is good for you to eat. Who am I to deny God? The creations he made for me in my belly.
You know what I say? In making marriage great again, if you're thinking about this vegan life, you need to bring your spouse along on the journey, because I'm going to tell you something. It's tough doing it by yourself.
Yeah, it is.
It's super tough. It is. All right. Well, I think we have Koeryelle back on. Did we make it?
Yes, ma'am.
Excellent.
Hey.
It's so good to have you. Thank you so
Look
much
at
for your
God.
patience there. Again, Koeryelle is here tonight with us. She is the founder of the Single Wives Club. She is a serial entrepreneur, and this girl is truly on fire.
Hustle. Congratulations for all of your success.
Absolutely, Koeryelle. Well, thank you again for joining us tonight. We'll go ahead and get started here.
Could you tell our viewers and listeners a little bit about you and how you formed the Single Wives movement?
Absolutely. So, as you all said, as you announced, I am Koeryelle. I'm the founder of the Single Wives Club, which is an education and empowerment organization that inspires single ladies to become better women before becoming wives. And this wasn't just like some genius business idea that I came up with. It was actually started out of personal need when I ended up ending an engagement that had turned into an abusive relationship, and realized that I still had this goal of becoming a wife, but I wasn't prepared. And so instead of just blaming him and calling him crazy, which I did call him crazy, but I didn't blame him, I really wanted to figure out what I could do to prepare, because I realized it wasn't all him. I was half of the problem as well. So I really wanted to figure out what I needed to know and what I needed to learn in order to prepare to become a wife, because I realized that, like many other single women, all of my energy was focused on the wedding, and I wasn't thinking about what it meant to be a wife. So that is actually how I started the Single Wives Club, as just a support group for single women right in my living room with me and my girlfriends, and it grew into the business that it is today.
Outstanding.
Amen.
And how many ladies started off with the organization?
10. There was 10 of us.
10.
Wow.
You know,
2 or more.
were there 2 or more? You know, I really like how you emphasized how you stepped back from the situation, and you went through your phase of, doing the blame on him and what he should have done better. But I like how you said, you know what? There's some things I know I could have done better. Yeah. Let's start addressing those.
Yeah, always do.
Absolutely.
I really do like that.
Self-awareness is everything. You will never really truly get to a solution until you become self-aware. If I would have just blamed him, I would have ran into those same types of guys over and over and over again.
You're absolutely right. Koeryelle, you shared on your website how you plan to be married by 25. And you were fortunate. You succeeded in that. But can you talk to us about how women may be hurting themselves more by putting stipulations around when they have to be married, when they want to have children, all that?
Absolutely. And I have since, definitely learned from my mistakes. But I think that's definitely a woman thing. Like, we are little girls dreaming about, picking out baby names and weddings and all that kind of stuff. So it's natural for us to kind of paint a picture of how we think our life is supposed to unfold. And for most women, we don't think, okay, it'll be cool if I just wait until 40 to get married. Like, no, we're like, okay, we go to college, we get a good job, where's the husband? And that's exactly what I was thinking. And so literally, I always say, like, you got to be careful what you wish for, because I literally went through this whole spiritual thing where I wrote this letter to God and, spelled out everything that I wanted in a husband, and I literally got it. And so all of the things that I thought I wanted was none of the things that I actually needed. And so when you put yourself in this box trying to be in control, because that's really all it is wanting what you want, when you want it, and not wanting to take no for an answer. When you do that, you end up accepting something less than what you deserve. And so now I say, let me be the example. Use my story, as your lesson. You don't have to learn it the hard way, but you cannot trade your deadline for God's timeline. You can't do it. You will end up in a world of trouble.
I love that. Right, I love that. Say that one more time. You cannot
You cannot trade your deadline for God's timeline.
I love it. I love it. Koeryelle, we're going to take a quick call here from a gentleman named Dwayne. I'm excited that he called in tonight because this conversation is just as much so for the guys as it is for the ladies.
Amen.
Dwayne, you are now on with Sitting with the Suttons. Let me have your question.
Good afternoon, ladies.
Good afternoon.
My question from a man perspective, I'm a little bit older probably you guys. I'm 48.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been divorced probably about 16 years. And as I get older, I'm learning from experience, dealing with you ladies and all that. Now we live in a whole different culture of where everything is sex, everything is material, and everything is do anything you want to do, no boundaries. And what I'm finding is you kind of have to you got to have some spiritual grounding first of all.
Right.
And then you have to be evenly yoked, because if you're not, this world is going to tear you apart. A lot of the ladies here, y'all have got little cliques and y'all little circles, y'all little friends and females. When you get into a serious relationship, you have to let some of them go.
Yeah.
And because some of them don't have your best interests involved,
That's
ladies.
true.
Some of them, are out there doing their thing. Yeah. And misery likes company a lot of times.
Yes,
Birds of a feather.
Yes, it does.
And a lot of ladies lose out on some good men, because nowadays the guys just don't play the fields. The lady play the field just as good and even better.
I would agree with that.
So a lot of women lose out because they think they all that, and they play themselves. And, later on in life, when they get, they want a relationship, it's kind of hard. You know what I mean?
Right. So, Koeryelle, it sounds like Dwayne is asking, how are you preparing these women to get out of their circles and come to the light once they've found a good guy, Dwayne, thank you for your call. We're going to have Koeryelle address that here.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear him ask a question. What was the question?
He was making a point that, things have become so secularized. People are focusing on the wrong thing. They're worried about their girlfriends and, what they're doing and trying to stick to that crew when maybe they need to pull away from that crew in order to cleave on to the, the husband or the man that God has potentially sent. So how do you break away from that?
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I was just saying, he was asking, how do you encourage women to break away from that?
I encourage women to discover themselves. I don't ever encourage women to drop, their homegirls, leave their friends behind. But what I do encourage them to do is discover themselves and focus their energy and their time and their resource on becoming better. And as you, learn and become better and invest in yourself, your circle's automatically going to change.
That's
the
so
people
true.
who you spend your time with and who you value your relationships with will definitely change. When you learn to value yourself more, that's when you will start valuing, different types of relationships. It's a natural thing. I don't necessarily think that, once you get married, you got to leave all your single girls behind. I don't think that, because I might be the married friend that can now mentor my single friends on what they can do, how they can become better, how they can do things differently. So I don't necessarily, think you got to leave your people behind once you get married. But as you learn more about yourself and as you focus on investing in yourself and evolving as a woman, your circle is automatically going to evolve with that.
Beautifully stated.
Absolutely.
Beautifully stated.
Natural selection happens. People are naturally becoming pruned because you have certain goals and certain standards and morals, and they may not. So eventually those ways can part naturally.
And can I comment on something else that he said, though, also?
Yeah.
The last thing that he said about, women think they're all that and then they end up losing out. I think that I'm probably one of the women that fit into that that stereotype that he was speaking on. But I think that the women who think that they're all that, the ones who actually are all that, can never lose out. Because as the better I become, the better my options are. The better of a woman that I become, the better types of men that I'm attracting. So whether I get married at, 32 or 42, I'm not afraid that I'm going to end up losing out or that I'm going to have to settle, because I know that as I become better, as I become the best version of myself, I'm only going to attract the best version of a man. So ladies out there, don't get discouraged. Don't feel like if you feel like you all of that, is something wrong with it. Hopefully you are all of that. Hopefully, you don't just feel that way, but you are that way. But there's nothing wrong with that.
Beautiful.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. There's nothing wrong with a strong, successful woman. And we can be honest, what you said was very accurate, but there are a lot of weak men out there that are intimidated by successful, strong women.
Say that.
So, but there also are those ones that are bad and bougie too, though. So it's two sides of a coin, but she's definitely right on that.
So, Koeryelle, you meet a lot of women who think they're ready to be a wife. Can you share with us the common misconceptions women have about being a wife?
Well, the biggest one is just that it's going to be like sunshine and rainbows and butterflies, and honeymoons all day long. And I think that is a huge misconception. I definitely think that's, the impression that I had and the thought that I had. And that's what led me, to making a bad choice, making, a decision to attempt to spend my life with somebody who was all the way wrong. And so I definitely think that you have to just be willing to do your part, right? Just be willing to do the best that you can do. I think that a lot of times we end up looking on the outside for the answers that we can only find within.
That's good.
Amen.
That's good.
Amen.
Koeryelle is speaking the word tonight.
Preach.
And before we go here to commercial break, we invite you to please share this video. You have a girlfriend out there that needs to hear the good news about being a single woman and going into being a wife. Stick around with us. We're going to come back and have some more talk with Koeryelle here in a minute.
Indeed. Guys, you share too, because some girls on your timeline might need it.
Actress, radio host, and mother. Please welcome to Money Making Conversation, the incredible Yolanda Adams. Come on out here, girl. Let's talk about the KYND radio launch and all that.
Yes,
Let's talk about it.
radio launch next week, July 6th. We are on live. Myself,
come on now,
Marcus D. Wiley, and AV. We are back together, full force. We are so excited. Can I tell you how excited we are about being at KYND? I mean, look at y'all. Look at y'all.
Yeah.
This right here is like amazing.
Yeah.
Hi, this is Nicole R. Coleman, host of the new show, Super Bold Live. Each week, I will feature real people just like you that have stepped out on faith, overcome fear, and made bold moves that transform their lives. We are creating a community of game changers. Listen in each week and let's help you unleash the power within. Bold talk, bold impact, bold transformation. Be sure to connect with me at www.livesuperbold.com.
Super Bowl Live with Nicole R. Coleman. Tuesdays, 7 to 8 p.m. on 1520 KYND.
The power is here. KYND brings you star power. Yolanda Adams.
Can I tell you how excited we are about being at KYND?
Les Brown on KYND. You have something special. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Rushion McDonald.
Show some love. Show some love. We're trying to make it sound big up in this joint.
Access the power at KYNDradio.com.
Everywhere. The powerful 1520.
Hey, lovebirds. Welcome back to your Love Empowerment Hour with Sitting with the Suttons, where we are all about making marriage great again. We're your hosts, Cece and Tristan, and tonight we are talking about, are you a single wife? And we have on the phone here with us tonight Koeryelle DuBose, who is an international speaker, serial entrepreneur, and founder of the Single Wives Club. Welcome back, Koeryelle.
Welcome back. Straight out North Atlanta. Yeah, that way. So I have a saying, we can't walk together on the same path if we're not heading to the same destination. Some guys are just trying to walk to the bedroom while the woman is trying to walk to the altar.
Come on.
So as a guy, I hear from my single friends that it's real in the field, and a lot of women are giving it up pretty easy these days, which is why a lot of men aren't in a hurry to put a ring on it. What 3 to 4 things do you advise women to do if they're on a journey to becoming a wife and want a man to recognize this?
Say the last part. What 3 to 4 things do I advise?
What 3 to 4 things do you advise women to do if they're on a journey to becoming a wife and want a man to recognize this?
Right, and stay committed to it.
All right. So number one, again, like I know I'm repeating myself here, but it's really because this is the most important part, whether it's a personal goal or professional. Self-awareness is everything. Yeah. So the first thing that I would say is to do your part to become more self-aware. That's what I had to do when I ended my engagement. It hit home that I had been focusing so much of myself, really all of myself, on how I was going to step into this role of being a wife, so much so that I had lost myself as an individual. I didn't even know, what I wanted to do anymore, what made me happy. Like, I really had to get in touch with myself all over again. So the first thing I would say is to become as self-aware as possible. And that's an ongoing thing. Like, every day I learn something new about myself. My goal every day is to be better today than I was yesterday. So being self-aware, knowing who you are, why you are the way you are, how you're showing up, all that good stuff. I think one of the reasons that relationships aren't working is because we don't have quality relationships with ourselves, with our family, and with our friends. And so I like to say, your marriage will be a reflection of your friendships. If you have terrible relationships with your friends or with your family, how do you just expect to magically be prepared for a relationship with your husband? It's not going to happen. So number one would be to become more self-aware as possible, really, really getting clear about who you are, how you're showing up, and how you ended up this way. The second thing I would say would be to rethink your list. So I think a lot of women actually spend way too much time focusing on their preferences instead of thinking about their priorities. So again, I told you about that list, that letter I wrote to God with all the stuff that I thought I wanted in a man. It was like the silliest. Like, I'm so embarrassed by the things that I put on this list now that I have evolved. Like, the things that I thought I wanted were ridiculous. So I would say really, really evaluate the things that really, truly matter to you, the things that will matter 5 years from now. What, like, kind of car he drives, and, like, even the job or career that he has, isn't that important? Because I'm not even the same person. I'm not driving the same car or working the same job that I was 5 years ago. So that is not a reflection of who I will be 5 years from now. So I would say just really reevaluate that list. That would be number two. And then number three would be become that list. Again, I don't think there's anything wrong with, being bad and bougie or expecting a bad and bougie, man, if you are bringing that to the table. You have to make sure you match your list. So if you want a man, with good credit, who's business minded, who's honest and trustworthy, you got to be a woman with good credit, who's business minded, who's honest and trustworthy. The law of attraction is really real. So whatever you are, those are the vibes that you're sending out to attract not just a man, but friends and business partners and different people into your life. So those would be like my top three things. But number four, I just thought of this one. Number four would be stop wasting your time.
That's good.
I think we waste a lot of time waiting on somebody to act right that ain't never going to act right. That's when we end up 2 years down the line, we're still dating somebody wondering why he hasn't proposed, because he probably doesn't even want to get married. You have literally wasted your good years, your fine years, waiting around on somebody to decide if they value you enough to be with you. So I would say number four would just be stop wasting your time. When you know that it's not going where you want to go, get out of it. Amen. It's not going to get any better. You're not going to convince them.
It's that simple. If you are just joining us on Sitting with the Suttons, Koeryelle DuBose is serving it straight tonight, and we really appreciate her for doing that, because it's very plain and simple. We just complicate a lot of it.
Or we just don't want to hear it or believe it.
That's true. That's very, very true. Koeryelle, many women don't realize how much their relationship or their lack thereof with their dad affects how they date and choose men. Can you share a few pointers on how we can start overcoming those issues?
Absolutely. Again, like every question, I got the same answer. Self-awareness. Get a therapist. Go talk to somebody who can ask you those trigger questions that's really going to make you say, oh my, like, I didn't even think about that. That's what therapy is for, to ask you those questions that you never would have thought of on your own. And I know, in the Black community, therapy is like shunned. It's like, I'm not crazy. I'm not going to talk to nobody. But I am here to let you know that we are dealing with so much trauma, not just women.
Right.
But, Black men and women. We're dealing with so much trauma that's like deep down, like even before, we got here. We're dealing with stuff that's been passed down for generations and generations. And so if we don't start to peel back some of that pain, and even if we can't peel it back, getting real with yourself about what you're dealing with, what you really may have, seen as a little girl or heard as a little girl, what your relationship with your father was actually like. I have a great daddy. I was always a daddy's girl, but guess what? My dad was a wonderful the best daddy he could possibly be and the worst husband that he could possibly be. So guess what? Do I want to, grow up and get a man that is, get a husband that's exactly like my dad? Probably not. So even if you have a dad that's a great father figure, he may not be a good role model for what, you want your relationship with your husband to be like. So even still, you definitely have to get real about what you saw, what you witnessed, what you were led to believe, what you were taught about love. And I think that self-awareness, again, is the way to do that.
Wow. You put that so
and
beautifully.
Then the other thing, though, too, we always want to blame the daddies. A lot of us got mama issues.
Come on.
A lot of us got mama issues.
Come on.
Right? And I love my mama. We have a great relationship. But things, because of what she was dealing with in her marriage, it affected our relationship. And it wasn't until I got grown and realized that my mom is just a woman. Yes, she's my mother, but at the end of the day, she's just a human. She's just a woman. She was dealing with stuff the best way she knew how. And so you have to, again, become aware, evolve, mature, and grow up and realize that people did the best they could. Like your parents probably did the best job they could do in raising you. But now it's up to you. You can't blame your daddy, for leaving your mama when you was 2. You can't blame your mama for mistreating you when you were 10. You have to say, okay, this is what happened. This is what I was meant to learn from it, and now I'm going to take this lesson and apply it to the rest of my life.
That's it. That's it. You put aside all those circumstantial things. Hey, now that I know better, I need to do better. Mom and dad didn't do that, and that's okay. They did the best they could.
I listened when Mama told me not to sell work.
Tristan, it's crazy. But, I love how you stated that, because it's not just about the issue with the dad. It's not just about the issue with the mom. Once we're adults, we really have to start facing those things head on. And I believe that you shared openly that you, too, actually sat down in front of a therapist and had them tell you, look, this is how you start overcoming these things. And now look how you've turned pain into purpose.
Yeah, pain into purpose.
It's beautiful.
Absolutely.
Now,
Thank you.
T, I'm going to let you handle this one. I like this.
We see it's always been popular, but we see it more often than not these days. It's becoming more and more common for couples to move in together, shacking. But talk to us about whether or not this is a good idea for a single wife. Does it increase her likelihood of getting married if they move in together, or does it complicate the situation more than make things easier?
All right, so I'm probably not going to say what y'all think I'm going to say, because I personally, and I don't believe, let me say this too, I don't believe in like relationship rules or laws or, like you got to follow this step by step in order to be happy, because I know plenty of people who did their own thing and, lived happily ever after. But what I will say personally from my experience, shacking up saved my life. And let me tell you why.
Okay.
If I had not moved in with that guy that I was engaged to, I never would have learned the real him. I never would have seen that 100% crazy, right? I never would have seen the things that he didn't want me to see. I only would have seen the things that he wanted me to see if I didn't move in with him, if we didn't live together. And so I think that there is no better way to know who you are dealing with than to have that 24/7. And even when you live with somebody, it's not a 24/7 thing, but as long as they can leave and go home, and do their own thing, you don't ever really see 100% of somebody. So I'm not saying that you can't, have a successful marriage or you have to shack up. All I'm saying is you never really know 100% of the person as long as you can leave and lock the door and, close them out. And for me personally, if I hadn't had that experience, I would have married him and my life, would be totally different than it is today. So it saved me. I would do it again because I know that there would have been no other way for me to learn those things. If I had it.
Kind of like test driving a car before you buy it. You can't really tell if it's a lemon.
You don't know.
you
a lot of people can fake the funk. Like a lot of people can put on a good game as long as they can, go home.
Right. And, I respect that perspective that you're coming from, because that's a perspective that a lot of people do come from. For those who share the perspective that we had, first of all, my mom wasn't about to let me move in with nobody.
No, she wasn't.
I didn't quite have an option. Perhaps if I had an option, who knows what it would have been.
Grown, you had a curfew.
I did have a curfew. Lord have mercy. Yes, but I respect that, and I think that's coming from a very real perspective. But if you are in a place where you're trying to decide whether or not you should move in together and do those things, really, really pray about that. Really pray about that, because you start to see some things that maybe you're not quite ready for. Maybe you're not quite ready for it. But we're getting ready to take a break here, and we'll be right back with Koeryelle DuBose, who is giving it to us straight tonight. Thank you so much, sister. Like, share, and follow Tristan and Cece on Facebook and Instagram. Share the good news about love and marriage. We'll be right back.
$15, $20.
In a world where the divorce rate is at an all-time high, we're here to offer you real-life relationship advice to help you navigate to and through your marriage.
Whether you're single or married, join us every Wednesday at 7 p.m. for Your Love Empowerment Hour with our new show,
Sitting with the Suttons, where we're all about strengthening our community by making marriage great again. Find us on Facebook at Tristan and Cece. Whether you're single or married, join us every Wednesday at 7 p.m. for Your Love Empowerment Hour, Sitting with the Suttons.
Sitting with the Suttons, Wednesdays, 7 p.m. on 1520 KYND.
Actress, radio host, and mother. Please welcome to Money Making Conversation, the incredible Yolanda Adams. Come on out here, girl. Let's talk about the KYND radio launch and all that.
Yes,
Talk about it.
radio launch next week, July 6th. We are on live. Myself.
Come on now.
Marcus D. Wiley and AV. We are back together. Full force. We are so excited. Can I tell you how excited we are about being at KYND? I mean, look at y'all. Look at y'all.
Wood to Katie. On the air everywhere. Everywhere. The powerful 1520.
Hey, lovebirds. Welcome back to your Love Empowerment Hour with Sitting with the Suttons, where we are all about making marriage great again. We're your hosts, Tristan and Cece, and we want to thank you for joining us tonight in the conversation about how to be a single wife. And Koeryelle, we have to give a very special thank you tonight for joining us. You have really presented a resource that many of us did not know even existed. Share with our listeners and our viewers where they can find you, your new book, and whatever else you have going on right now.
Absolutely. So online, we're at thesinglewivesclub.com. That's the #1 digital resource for single women who are preparing to become wives. We also have a 3-day conference coming this November 3rd through 5th, Work, Pray, Slay weekend here in Atlanta. It's the biggest and best women's weekend of the year, and I'm telling y'all, it ain't like nothing you've ever been to before. We got stuff for the married ladies, for the single ladies, for the women who are aspiring entrepreneurs, and everybody in between. You are absolutely going to love Work, Pray, Slay. You can find out more info and get tickets at workprayslay.com. And then you can also just find out more about me and find out order copies of my book at Koeryelle.com.
Beautiful. Koeryelle, I have to ask this before we leave. What were you doing before you went? Because I assume this is full time for you. This is a lot. You were an entrepreneur, but what were you doing in that space before this?
No, I was teaching.
Oh, you were teaching?
Yes.
Come on.
2nd and 3rd grade.
Oh, the kitty. So the reason why I asked that is because, you went through a very painful time, but look how it catapulted you into such greatness, to a mass platform that is affecting so many lives. You were helping the little ones, but God needed you in a whole nother space. And clearly he's brought you. Yeah, he needs you to help the big ones, just like he said. But I want to congratulate you, sister. You're doing a beautiful thing. Keep going, keep inspiring. And for those of you all who have never had the opportunity to follow Koeryelle, please check her out on Instagram. She's given a lot of really good, helpful information, as well as on Facebook, and like she said, on her website.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. We know you got a busy night ahead of you, so we'll go ahead and let you go. But thank you again. Pleasure was all ours.
Thank you.
Thank
Have
you.
A blessed one.
Well, you're now getting ready to come up on your Suttons in the City segment.
Indeed, indeed. So before we wrap up this empowerment hour of love, we want to thank our sponsors for the month.
Yes.
Miss Kyra Hardwick with the Kyra Company. So if you're a small business owner looking for business development, business consulting, and growth strategies, be sure to check her out at thekyracompany.com. We were going to put the link in Facebook as well. And then Rosemary Tucker, owner of Blessed Boutique. So if you're looking for Christian apparel, men and women, T-shirts, leggings, blouses, all of the above, hit up Rosemary at blessedboutique.com. We're going to put that all in the Facebook link. So go to Tristan and CC. And that's what we got for our sponsors. And if you're looking to be a sponsor and get this exposure to get thousands of viewers, millions of listeners on the radio between Houston and San Antonio, and all over the state of Texas, hit us up at tristanandcc@gmail.com or inbox us on Facebook. Hit us in a DM. It's all right.
We'll answer that message.
Indeed, indeed. All right. So then we got our Suttons in the City restaurant pop up. You know what? I'm feeling a little, out the norm. I think we're gonna try sushi this week.
What you say?
I think we're gonna roll up on Uptown Sushi.
Come on, Park. Uptown. If you've been to Uptown before, Facebook Livers, please type in there if that's a good place to go. Just say yay or nay. That's all you got to do. Save a brother and a sister some time. But from what we've heard, Uptown Sushi is
some sashimi. Tashi.
Oh,
Shishimi. All right. So that's what we're going to be for our restaurant pop-up. As you know, we are love and lifestyle enthusiasts and foodie socialites. But what's going on in the streets this week? Well, Suge Sutton got a lot going on.
Oh, yes.
I have the Tristan Sutton Boss Brunch this Saturday, July 29th, 12 to 3 p.m. at the Aloft Galleria. So what this is a high-level networking event over brunch where we're going to have an expert growth panel, my wife and myself included, but Kyra Harwick and Myra Shaw, 2 business coaches and developers that are going to help you build and grow your business. You're going to walk away from this panel empowered and with strategies to grow your business that day.
Right. So, and we're also going to talk about that one thing that we cannot get away from, which is social media and how you can leverage social media to advance your business and further grow it. People, if you're not on social media for your business.
Yeah. So I always say, if you're a business owner and you don't really do social media, you probably still have a Blockbuster card in your wallet.
Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. It's time to get to grinding on social media, and as well as we're getting a strong business coach to help you look at things a little differently. That's what business coaches do. They help you to look at it from the ground up, give you a bird's eye view on how you can increase and grow your business. So join us this Saturday. What's the time again?
It's going to be 12 to 3. Your ticket, I put the link in there, but it's going to include your brunch. And brunch is provided by Belicia with Be Fit Foods.
Come on, B.
Now, she does healthy food, but this ain't going to be healthy. It's going to be tasty.
Vegan life will not exist on Saturday, so all right.
Know what the health there. What the taste.
What else we got?
All right. So that's pretty much it. We got Movers and Shakers coming up August 3rd. Myself and Mark Martin, we co-host this networking event for the 3 years in a row now. Right. It's the first Thursday of every month. We're going to be at Ogon Arden Wine Gallery from 6 to 9. So if you're an entrepreneur, professional looking to grow your network, be sure to check us out at Movers and Shakers. I'll be putting that link in the Facebook as well.
Nice. Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
That's
all
it.
we got.
It's. I don't know about y'all, but I feel like we about to start singing Jingle Bells here in like 2 days. This month is just.
Winter is coming.
Yeah, winter is coming. This whole year has gone by so quickly. But we hope that it's been a productive week for you thus far. We want to go ahead and wrap up this hour, your Love Empowerment Hour. Indeed. Again, we thank you for joining us and talking about how to become a single wife. And again, we would like to thank our special guest, Koeryelle DuBose, for joining us in that conversation and leading us to the light.
Indeed.
Well, as you know, we never like to leave you without giving our affirmation. We believe in affirmations. We believe in speaking positive over our lives, over our marriage. So if you will raise your right hand at this time, we will go ahead and kick off our affirmation.
Let's do it. Today, I will commit to being a better person than I was yesterday.
Today, I will be open and honest with myself.
Today, I will be a better communicator.
Today, I will rid myself of negative views of dating and marriage. Today, I will do my part in making marriage great again. We want to thank you again for tuning in with Sitting with the Suttons, where we are all about making marriage great again. Please like, share, follow our page, Tristan and CC, on Facebook and Instagram for more marriage and relationship inspiration. We look forward to having you back next Wednesday at 7 p.m.
Do you want to tell them about our special guest and show next week?
Oh, yes. We cannot leave the hour just yet. So next week is going to be a little different. We're actually going to be doing a live in-studio show next Thursday, August 3rd, next Thursday. And our special guests are none other than the Higher Dimension family. We have Pastor Johnson and First Lady Johnson joining us live in the studio. We will be posting a link on Facebook for you to RSVP. Space will be limited, so please get in there and RSVP right away. Do not delay. But we are very excited to have them joining us next week in the studio. So we hope to see you next Thursday, August 3rd, right here at KYND Radio.
Y'all have a blessed one.
Have a good one.
business owners and CEOs. I'm Kyra Hardwick with The Kyra Company. Is your operation working really hard to improve but simply still not seeing the progress?
Are your people trained and engaged? Are your processes documented and fully implemented within your organization? Is profit leaking out because of costly rework or staffing decisions that didn't fit your organization's culture? Yes? Here is the great news. The Kyra Company is here to provide organizational and operational development. This is your fix.
The Kyra Company's operational mastery will support and guide your organization back on track to meet your goals. It's like having your own HR, org development, and operations team all in one. Are you ready for an amazing development team to come in and rescue your business? Call today, 832-775-8161, or log on to The Kyra Company, www.thekyracompany.com. The Kyra Company.
The views and opinions expressed on KYND 1520 talk programs are those of the host, guest, and callers, and are not necessarily those of this station, its owners, management, other hosts, or advertisers. Show topics on this station may include conversations on any lifestyle, belief, religion, political affiliation, or other personal practices. KYND, a Synergy broadcast.